Hello and welcome to the Street Crime Australia YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Today we're going to be looking at the case of Neddy Smith. Arthur Stanley Neddy Smith was born on the 27th of November 1944 and was an Australian criminal who was convicted of drug trafficking, theft, rape, armed robbery and murder. Mr. Smith served a life sentence from 1989 and was imprisoned in Lithgow Correctional Centre after he was moved from Long Bay Correctional Centre, New South Wales, where he had spent 14 years. Mr. Smith's bodyguard, Graham Abbo Henry, claimed in Abbo, A Treacherous Life, the Graham Henry story, that the gang of criminals led by Mr. Smith committed crimes worth 25 million Australian dollars in the 1980s. Mr. Smith was born illegitimately during World War II to an Australian mother and an American sailor whom he never knew. He was brought up in Sydney with his half-siblings and was sometimes cared for by his grandmother. He was sent to a boys' home for roughly 3 years after being involved in burglaries and other offences. Mr. Smith spent much of the rest of his life in prison, serving sentences from 1963 to 1965 and 1968 to 1975. He did 1978 to 1980 and 1989 until his death. Mr. Smith was a self-confessed heroin dealer, an armed robber who gained notoriety for his violent temper. Standing 6'6" 198 meters tall, and weighing 102 kilos in his prime, Mr. Smith exploited his size when involved in countless street fights and bar brawls. Journalist John Dale has commented that there is no doubting Neddy Smith's physical size and menacing aura. In Neddy, The Life and Crimes of Arthur Stanley Smith, he claimed to have beaten up former British and Commonwealth heavyweight champion Bunny Johnson after a row inside a Sydney nightclub. However, he denied committing rape, for which he was imprisoned in 1968, and the numerous murders of which he was accused. Mr. Smith gave further notoriety when he became a whistleblower and star witness for the Independent Commission Against Corruption, the ICAC, and the Wood Royal Commission. He obtained immunity for all the crimes he had committed, except murder, in exchange for testifying against former New South Wales police detective Robert Rodginson and other allegedly corrupt police officers. During the ICAC proceedings, Mr. Smith testified that he had committed 8 armed robberies and had made a large amount of money from dealing heroin. He alleged that the members of the New South Wales police had given him the green light to commit the crimes and had aided him on various robberies and other crimes. He also claimed to have paid corrupt officers large sums of money to escape criminal charges himself and to assist his friends in avoiding criminal charges. In his autobiography, The Damage Done, Warren Fellows claims he had witnessed Mr. Smith make death threats against 2 policewomen who attempted to take him in for questioning on his daughter's 10th birthday. Mr. Fellows also alleges that he was working for Mr. Smith when he was arrested in Thailand for attempting to smuggle 8.5 kilograms of heroin back to Australia. Mr. Fellows was travelling in company of Mr. Smith's brother-in-law, Paul Hayward, who was also charged with trafficking. Though Mr. Smith was charged with 8 murders, he was convicted only of the murder of brothel owner Harvey Jones and the murder in company of a tow truck driver named Ronnie Flavel during an incident of road rage on the 30th of October 1987. At a Perth coroner inquest in August 2017, it was alleged that Mr. Smith was contracted to murder brothel keeper Shirley Finn in June 1975. Mr. Smith's claims about exploits and the actions of the allegedly corrupt New Wales police officers are depicted in the Ministry's Blue Murder, based on Mr. Smith's book, Neddy, and produced by Australia's public broadcaster ABC TV. First aired in most of Australia in 1995, the show was banned in New South Wales until 2001 because of the ICAC hearings, the Wood Royal Commission, and the outstanding contempt of court charges. Australian actor Tony Martin played Mr. Smith and Richard Roxburgh played Mr. Rogerson. In Blue Murder, Mr. Smith is shown murdering whistleblower prostitute Sally Ann Hupstead. Mr. Smith was recorded in his prison cell confessing to that crime and later made the same confession to his publisher. However, he has otherwise consistently denied involvement in the murder and has maintained that he knew that he was being secretly recorded in his cell and made the statement to gain publicity for his book. He was subsequently charged with Miss Huckstep's murder but was acquitted. In his second book, Catch and Kill Your Own, Mr. Smith implies ignorance, but told writer John Dale that he knew who committed her murder and would release the information once the killer was dead. Diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1981, Mr. Smith served 14 years in Long Bay Correctional Centre, New South Wales, and was a regular patient at the prison hospital. In 2003, he was moved to Lithgow Correctional Centre. In 2008, the Daily Telegraph reported that his Parkinson's medication had ceased being effective and that Mr. Smith's health had deteriorated, leaving him unable to maintain balance and using a wheelchair. Mr. Smith continued to refuse to assist police with ongoing investigations of unsolved murders, which were not covered by the immunity granted to him in exchange for his testimony against allegedly corrupt police officers at the ICAC and the Wood Royal Commission hearings. In April 2017, Mr. Smith attempted to escape custody whilst being treated for heart problems at the Prince of Wales Hospital in Randwick, New South Wales. He allegedly sneaked past 2 prison guards, only to be caught by the nurses in the corridor. Mr. Smith died on the 8th of September 2021 in Long Bay Prison Hospital, aged 76. Thank you for joining us today. What are your opinions on the crimes committed by Mr. Smith? Do you believe he should have been given immunity for the testimonies he gave against the allegedly corrupt officers? Do you think he has something to do with the murders he has never been convicted of? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like and share, and if you're new to the channel and you want to see more Street Crime Australia content, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can join us on the next video. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.